Give me a nice smile. Show me that cold breath. Yeah.
Well, we woke up this morning to frozen pipes. Got down to about 14 last night, and right now we are just trying to find out where the problem is, if it's where it comes up out of the ground or if it's in our hose that goes from the supply to our camper, or if it's somewhere in the piping inside the camper. So we came out. First thing I tried was the water right where our hose hooks up to it, and it is, I try to turn one of these things and I can't. So it is frozen right here. This extends down into the ground about, it's probably about 4 feet worth of pipe before it actually goes into the ground. And they do have a little bit of insulation wrapped around that. It's not much, you can see down there. So the gentleman who works here, he's actually going to be putting some heat tape on this section, which will help out, and then we'll go from there. I did look at, and we can walk over where our hose
You
connect.
can see Chris's nice job on the tape. First time he tried to do our line, it was snowing outside. Everything was wet. Do not do it if it's raining or snowing. You can't.
You can't.
He had to quit.
Exactly.
He had to quit and just give it up.
It got cold,
but now it was really good.
fast, and then that same day, it was snowing. So I was out here trying to put heat tape on our hose, and it's more of an involved process than I thought. Like, this is the finished product, but the heat tape itself is a wire that gets taped to the hose. Then you wrap that with insulation
That can't get wet.
Yeah, if the insulation gets wet, it's useless. So that's when on that particular day when it was snowing, I had to quit. Right when I started putting the insulation, I said, this is nuts. So I waited till the next day. It was sunny. Wrapped it with this. Then you wrap it with plastic because you got to protect the insulation. I mean, this is going to be outside.
Yeah,
so,
and you can tell this did well.
Yeah, this did well. Like, there's still, it's pliable. Doesn't, feel like there's, solid ice in there. So, but where we did have an issue is where this thing connects here. This little guy right here, he froze. So I was able to get this connected, and I put a hair dryer on that for 5 minutes or whatever, and got the water to come out of here. So we don't know yet, and we won't until we can get water hooked back up, if it froze into the wall as well. But for right now, this is cleared out. So once we get everything going again, then I will wrap this as best as I can with insulation, because that was an exposed point, and sure enough, it froze.
Well, we are progressing on the water pipes funness. Tonight it's supposed to get down to 15 degrees again.
Ugh, too cold.
So Gary came out, he heated up the pipe enough so that then today we just had the faucet running to keep that going. Then he came back this afternoon and actually ran some heat.
He put for the part of the pipe that's sticking out of the ground before it connects to our hose, it's probably about 3 feet worth. So he put heat tape on that, and then insulated all around the top, and then covered it and bungeed it. So it's as protected as it's gonna get.
Right.
Now, which should work.
And then we still have that little piece on the back of the camper that I think you're gonna do that now.
Yeah, I've got this stuff. We're just where that little 90 where it comes into the camper. We're just gonna wrap that up with insulation as best we can, and we'll tape it to protect the insulation, and that should do that.
The great news though is that we figured out that since it was all just out at the where it comes out of the ground, and then at that 90, nothing underneath us froze. So that's great news.
That's the best news. That's wonderful. All
That's
this stuff
the
outside
real
of
problem.
the camper is easy to fix.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just don't want the pipes that are actually, inside and under the camper to freeze. Then you have a bigger problem.
Yeah, definitely.
But actually, I'm really surprised. Aren't you guys really, after all of this, we had no idea what to expect doing this in this really cold weather. And, for that to happen when it's 54, I think last night was 14. And it's been really cold during the day, too. I don't even know that it's getting above freezing during the day, is it? Maybe it is just barely. I don't think it is.
Yeah,
But, so, with all of that, I'll let you see Chris doing this. Oh yeah. With all of that, I'm really surprised because I thought it would be a real struggle, and we really haven't struggled at all keeping the camper itself warm. The heat has definitely been running, and Chris has definitely had to keep an eye on the propane because we're going through it obviously a lot faster. But otherwise, we really haven't had any time. It's, you know, the surfaces are cold. Your feet are cold. Even, you know, even with heavy socks on, it's cold. And then, like I said, all the surfaces are cold, and you're dealing with the condensation, which is a real problem as well. Ours is not a 4-season. If you have a 4-season, that will help with some of the condensation and some of those kind of problems. But considering ours is not a 4-season and it's 14 last night, gonna be 15 tonight, and that was the only real problem we had, I feel like that's kind of better than I had expected. So, yeah. You better insulate that good.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, like you think you have it all taken care of because you take care of your hose and forget little things like this, right?
Any little part that's exposed is susceptible, and yeah, you just, sometimes you find those exposed parts the hard way, and this was one of them.
So this campground has actually been really great for us. They typically close the end of October, but due to our situation, they allowed us to stay longer. We just had to move before we were down there with the other spots. Those are all empty now. They winter over here. They just let them sit empty. They close them up, you know, and winterize them, but they stay here at their spots. They had us move up closer to the office where they have just a couple of sites, and these sites, the pipes actually go deeper. The water pipes particularly go deeper and are below the frost line. Obviously that didn't help us last night apparently because it just got too cold, but but we should be able to make it through most of the winter here and be okay. So we're really grateful for that. And like I said, we're just figuring this out. So now we got our pipes done, our water line done. Got this last piece put together. He took care of the actual water line where it comes out, and hopefully now we will be good to go. We'll see about tonight. It's gonna get so cold that Gary actually just told us to just keep the water dripping tonight to keep that moving. So we're gonna do that, and hopefully we will make it through tonight without any problems. So thanks so much for watching. Hope this helps you, especially if you're planning on doing any cold weather camp, or even if you're not planning on it but you find yourself in really cold weather. There you go. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.